AI has become a game changer in both industries, enhancing decision making, improving engagement, fan engagement, redefining storytelling. This segment will have two experts to share their insights for 12 to 15 minutes each, and after the two presentation, we'll have a combined Q&A. Now, without further ado, it is my pleasure to introduce our first speaker, Mr. Prateek Garg, Managing Director of Marigold Park Capital Advisors. With extensive experience in media investment and strategy, Prateek has been instrumental in transforming entertainment platforms through AI-driven insights and digital innovation. His expertise in operations and investment strategies across major media conglomerates has contributed to groundbreaking advancements in how content is monetized and distributed. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Prateek Garg to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Prateek. I work for a fund called Bodhi Tree. We've invested close to $1 billion in two assets. One is, which is now called JioStar after Viacom and Star India merged. And the second is an asset called Allen. So effectively we are very, very bullish on education and media. And I think that's where this theme fits very well. And I try to just call it entertainment. I was trying to figure out how I can get AI into this. So that's the best way of getting AI into this. So when I say entertainment, for me, it's everything, all forms of content, just not drama, just not sports, everything. And what I've tried to give, I'm not a technical expert on AI, right? What I've tried to give you is how, as somebody being part of the biggest company, media company in India, how we are seeing AI, how it can transform the entire value chain, at the same time, how it can create value for multiple stakeholders, and what do we need to do to derive that value. Go to the next slide, please. So I just wanted to first start by highlighting why I'm very excited about this, right? I think when the shift happened from TV to digital, everybody spoke about targeting, addressability. If you just scratch the surface, it's still not happening at the level which it should happen. It's still very cohort based. You still tend to generalize a lot of stuff, be it consumption, be it monetization. I think there is an opportunity now, finally, wherein n is equal to 1 is actually going to be a possibility. And that's where our efforts are. The second big thing which excites us is the heterogeneity of India, right? And especially in our business of streaming and TV, where on a given match, you'll have 100 million plus users come on to the platform. How do you ensure that everybody is engaged, everybody watches, and you satisfy everyone? Similarly for drama, I mean, you spend 2 to 3 hours every day watching drama. That's the stat. We have so many different languages. So again, for us, this allows us a big opportunity to address each and every Indian, to give them the content, the way they want to watch the content, in the language they want to watch, without increasing the cost. And I'll come to the business model of entertainment, how it can completely disrupt. The third theme is around democratization of every part of the value chain, be it on the advertiser side, which I think is the biggest disruption which we are working on, because I think we are still a very shallow branded country. The top 400 to 600 brands spend money, who have big brands. Everybody else is a long tail. And I think there is a lot of, if India has to grow, we need more brands. I think that's the democratization I'm talking about, in terms of getting more people empowered to come into the value chain. And the last part is, I think it can become a significant GDP contributor, because a lot of people talk about losing jobs. But our fundamental belief is the value that media can create. Today, it's around 1% of India's GDP. In developed markets, around 3 to 4%. If you just double it, I mean, create more value, there'll be more jobs. So we are not worried about jobs in terms of, but I think it's a big opportunity to create value and jobs both. So it's the perfect industry. It's a high engagement industry. People come daily. And in terms of data, which you need for any AI-based platform to be successful, there is no dearth of data. The amount of data, just to give you a statistic, I was telling somebody outside, for every cricket ball that is bowled, we capture 90 aspects of data for that ball. So you can imagine the type of models one can create and create consumer experiences. Having said that, we already have started seeing what's happening in the West. There was a strike last year, which disrupted the complete supply chain, and and things which happen in Hollywood tend to get more visibility. But I think these people are living in denial. I don't think I'm propagating for creativity to be completely replaced by AI. But if you don't embrace AI and enhance your own creative muscles with better technology to cut time to produce, I mean, in Hollywood, you take 1.5 years to produce a movie, 2 years to produce a movie. That's not the way it should happen. I think you have to use technology and insights to cut. You can use human creativity, but you have to couple that with. So these people are living in denial. And if you see the next slide, I'll show you a video. If you can play the video.
Give you the flexibility to keep moving forward.
People are very worried about in the West. I mean, this is a completely AI generated video. I mean, it's nothing less than what a Disney would do for Star Trek. So I think this is just an example of where the world is moving. And I think creativity, somebody has to tell what to do. But in terms of how it comes out, I think it's there, it's happening. And we have to embrace it as fast as we can. We can move forward. So I think this is a big shift which we are seeing in our business. I think video was primarily a constituency of a few rich producers, right? They thought that they are the ones who will make videos and everybody else has to depend on them to come on the big screen. I think that is completely going away because it is so easy to make a video now. It's no longer the holy grail. The holy grail is, I think, fandom. If you can create and identify fans, and again, I'll give you an example. Somebody was telling me there is a community on YouTube or some social media platform which has 500,000 followers for a cat walking backwards. So if that's the sort of community people are creating, and if you can address those communities by creating interesting videos for them, that is what will get organic views, what will get monetization. So it's moving from video being a core profit center to fandom. I think whoever can understand fandom very well will be the winner in the next segment. And if you can go forward. I think this is something which all of us know, but just to put some real data, 5% of the viewers on our platform give us 85% of the watch time. So what happens with the balance 95%? They come, they don't find things interesting because they don't get triggered and they go. So I think this provides us a big opportunity to cater to that 95%, increase engagement for them, create things which they would want to see in the quickest possible time, and then monetize. So again, this allows for changing this balance of 5 and 85 to a more meaningful balance and get more people on our platform like ours, like Jio Hotstar, to engage. However, what this will also do is, from a supply point of view, you will now have enough and more videos, enough and more content available. Where the trick would lie is in identifying what are the user segments for whom the attention that you want to target. Building communities. I think the number one success metric in our assessment for any AI-led business to be successful is to identify right communities, because that is where you can create solutions, cater to them, and then both distribution and monetization will follow. So those are the three big themes that we are seeing in our business. If you go to the next slide. So what does this all mean? And there is an error in this image, which is intentional, because this is an AI-generated image. And I think the one big thing which all of us have to come to terms with is the business model of the media business as such will undergo a dramatic change. We will have enough experimentation to do. We will do experimentation at a very fast pace. We'll fail more, but we won't waste time to see the results after 1 year. It will be more quick, and again, I was talking to somebody outside. The business model of sports, specifically in this country, in India, is completely broken. The rights cost that we end up paying for buying broadcast rights and the money we make, there's a big imbalance. The only way to correct that imbalance is either get more people into the value chain to watch content or get more advertisers to put in money. Both can happen only if we use technology more effectively. If we don't use technology, that business model will not ever make money. So the business model of sports specifically, and then in terms of how you produce drama, I think there has been no innovation. In Hollywood, one of the proponents has started saying that we don't need big expensive sets. Let's just shoot the entire, which movie? Life of Pi was shot on a green screen. That's where the world is going. I think we will have to start going down that route to reduce cost of doing business. And only then the media value chain will be profitable. Move forward once. So I've just categorized these three buckets, right? We apply the supplier lens, we apply the consumer lens, and the monetization lens. And I'll just quickly explain these 9 boxes. These are the here and now of what I believe can be quickly disrupted using technology and AI in a very short span of time. New contents and format. Today on our platform, we have over 100,000 hours of content. Nothing gets surfaced. It's all lying in our archives. People don't even get a chance to watch that content. I think one of the things which we are very keen to do is how do we make sure that people get to see what they want to see. And by that, I don't know how many of you watch this serial called Anupama on Star Plus, right? But we meta tag that content. Today, if you were to ask me to create, I want to see all the scenes where she's crying. Can you give me a snippet in 5 minutes? We don't have that capability because we haven't built that model. That's where the world is going. I want to see all the catches taken by Surya Kumar Yadav. So that's what we want to create in the back end. I have a typical series in India, a drama series goes for 10 years, 15 years. Nobody has the time to do a catch-up. Can I create a 15-minute snippet of the entire series and get what I want to watch? Because I've heard a lot about this series. Can you give me in a concise format what I want to watch? That's what we are working on because we are the biggest digital streaming platform in this country. When I say we, as in Jio Hotstar, and that's where the world is going. In terms of consumer search and recommendation, biggest opportunity for AI. Because right now, as I said, so much content is available and very, very less content is being surfaced for the users. Even what is being surfaced is being editorially curated because somebody is taking a decision on your behalf of what you should watch. They have created cohorts of users and that's what gets surfaced. You don't have power in terms of what you want to see. Third point around user insights is we have a lot of first-party data ourselves on our platform, but we are also working on a lot of partnerships with other players to get the first-party data in and create a profile of the user, which allows us to get a perfect view of what a user is thinking. I think TikTok has done this very well in the US. This is based on our research that they know what type of videos you want to watch in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and it completely changes depending on the time of the day. So they have one company which we are very, very appreciative of is TikTok in terms of what they have done with specifically AI and ML. Subtitle and translation, I think this goes to the point about the heterogeneity of this country, right? Real time, if you have the ability, and this I was discussing with Ramki, if there is Sunil Gavaskar is commentating, can you have him in real time, same English commentary go in multiple languages? So right now, we don't do it real time, we do it deferred. For example, there was Steve Smith's clip, I don't know how many of you seen during IPL, when he was speaking in Tamil. And I think that's where we want to take, because the more diversified we make our offering, more inclusive we make our offering, that's where users will come in, that's where money will follow. Otherwise, if we just keep it to only English and I will decide what you want to watch, it will never work. I think monetization is, I'll just take 2 minutes on monetization because this is where we see the biggest disruption happening. Today, if I am a brand, take for example, even a brand like Nathu Sweets from Delhi, right? Today, if they want to do a creative, they have no way they can get a high quality creative unless they spend a lot of money engaging an agency. What we are working on our platform is giving them tools wherein they can create a video creative, which is what everybody likes to make for advertisements, and allow them to select which pin codes. So this is an extension of what YouTube and Meta already do, which is hyper local targeting. But they don't allow you to create a creative which is attractive to a user, which a user would want to see. So that's where I think getting more advertisers into our fray is going to be very, very critical. The second part about this is relevance of ads. Today, there's an ad operator sitting at the back end who will decide what ad to put at a predefined time. Even when it's all automated, there is no way to make it contextual. For example, if people are watching a cricket match, India is doing well, we want to put happy ads, right? We are going into that zone now, wherein depending on what the mood of the content is, you can place the relevant ad in that segment to again give higher ROIs to brands. And the last bit is subscription, because we also have a subscription SWOT business, which is very prone to churn, because people loyalties are very, very, very minimal. So I think picking up trends in terms of when a subscriber is likely to churn out, how do you then entice him back without any human intervention? I think picking those signals and starting to make that impact is another project we are working on. So these are 9 things that we are real time working on right now to solve. And we think in the next 6 to 9 months, you will see some manifestation of this coming into meaningfully into mainstream. So this was my last slide, but I think I would like to say that, but the 2 big things which will keep us from delivering this in India specifically is the way our organizations are structured, right? Most of us are, from a talent point of view, we still have people from the old world who are trying to transition to the new world. So there is wherein a lot of times I get to hear, ऐसे ही होता है. But for them to test out and go beyond, what the traditional pools of revenues, consumption are, it's very, very difficult. So I think anybody who's in the media segment who's looking to embrace technology and AI, I think talent is the first big thing which you have to work on. Getting the right, tech people, obviously, we have 1,000 engineers right now in our company working on multiple projects. So we don't think of ourselves as a content company any longer. We are a technology business, technology first business. And the second point is how we are structured. We will have to allow people to fail more. I think we will have to put a premium on experimentation, that you experiment, no problem, you fail, but fail fast, and then just tell us that what's the next big thing you want to work on. So I think personally, it's an exciting time to be part of this industry across all forms of content. And I hope you start seeing some of these things improve your own experience on our platforms in the next 6 to 9 months. Thank you.